for me, the greatest part of the film. And again, it's early in the film, so it's not a spoiler alert, but it's where the visual is you see it's a remote Texaco petrol or gas station, in the middle of nowhere. And there's one of these little tiny square houses next to the pumps. And I think on the name of the station, so it says Art's Auto Supply. So there's a guy named Art who owns this little auto supply shop in the middle of the Texan desert, and a one pump Texaco gas station. And again, this 1977 Ford pulls in there, and Anton goes inside and grabs some cashews and actually opens them and starts to eat them as he walks over to the register, where there's this old elderly guy, probably in his 70s, behind the register. And he goes, "How much for the cashews?" And the guy's like, 69 cents. And he goes, "And for the gas?" And the guy makes almost the biggest mistake of his life. Instead of saying, $5 for the gas, whatever, he says, "So, is it raining up in Dallas?" I think that's what he says. Anton looks at him all of a sudden, again, his wonderful John Lennon Beatles mop head haircut, and says, "What's it to you? What do you care what the weather's like where I'm from? And, why do you care about me, basically?" And the guy looks at him kind of startled, saying, "Well, it's just making some small talk," or something like that. So Anton pops another cashew in his mouth and just keeps staring at him. The guy's really uncomfortable. He's like, "Well, I'm about to close now." He goes, "Really? What time do you close?" And pops another cashew in his mouth. He goes, "Oh, I don't know, when it gets dark." "No, what time do you close?" And the guy's like, "Well, again, when it gets dark." He goes, "Well, what time do you go to bed?" And the guy's just looking at him like, "What?" And it's just a 2-minute or 3-minute dialogue of death, basically.